Right, well, all the cutscenes in this game's like hours long, so I might as well get started. We're gonna watch all of them. Oh, jings. Hello, Toho. Hello, Zach. And I have a bottle of cola in the freezer, so I better remember to take it out.
The Hudson River, 2 years ago. We had classified intelligence that a new type of Metal Gear was scheduled for transport. The whole thing stank, but our noses had been out in the cold too long.
I 100% could probably beat the tanker tonight, but the cutscenes are gonna do me in, I just know it. Yeah, I played this for a little bit, Bandicoot, and it seems to emulate pretty well. I didn't even fuck with any settings from, I don't know, what was the last PS2 game I streamed? But yeah, it seems to play pretty well. I played the tanker for a little bit, so hopefully it holds up. Hello, Lelia. It's honestly quite bittersweet, like, because this was the first PlayStation 2 game I owned. Okay, it wasn't the first one I played, but I definitely have like a lot of yeah, indeed, Lilia, yeah. But I definitely have a lot of memories with Metal Gear Solid with my best friend that, you know, died back in July. You know, we were Metal Gear boys, okay? We played the shit out of these games. This one specifically. We knew everything about this video game, okay? Oh, that was a bit of an emulation glitch, maybe. I don't think the emulator likes stealth camouflage. Camera until you get to the later parts past the tanker. Was Fat Man boss. Best boss in the game. Fat Man's the best boss in the game. When we get to Fat Man, we're definitely putting on Jet Set Radio music. Now, we're turning off the game audio and we're gonna play, I don't know, Yappy Feet or something. Handsome Jammer, how you doing? So Toyota. Actually, there's a nice segue. I bought a car, guys. I get it tomorrow. So that should be a thing going forward.
Soon enough.
I say I bought it, I got it like on finance, so I'll be paying it over the next few years. And yeah, it's not a new car, it's used. It's done about 50,000 miles or something. But it'll do, it'll do. How much steady on there, Bandicoot?
This is Snake. Do you read me, Otacon?
Loud and clear, Snake.
Kept you waiting, huh? I'm at the sneak point.
Everything going okay?
The stealth camo's busted. Landing impact.
We must have overused it. Sorry, but you're gonna have to deal with it. You're not in the military anymore.
Right. I didn't plan on relying on this gadget anyway.
The private sector's not so bad, is it? Privacy guaranteed.
I'm happy as long as no one gives me any more unwanted gifts.
You mean that thing with Naomi?
And I can't say I miss the chattering nanny.
Mei Ling's not so bad.
Yeah,
That
so
reminds
you're
me,
going
I have to get in
drive
touch
down
with her
to
again about that
Kent
new Natick flashware.
Oh my.
Diverting toys from the SSCEN again? Look, give her a message from me. Someone will find out, sooner or later. She's better off assuming it sooner and quit while she's safe.
There's a Zone of the
Too
Enders
true.
cameo in this game.
Okay,
Never.
Snake, let's get to work. You know how the
Trade my
technical specs
Dreamcast
of Metal
for
Gear
it.
were
Oof,
sold on
no
the
chance.
black market?
You know,
after
funnily
Shadow
enough, right?
Moses?
All Ocelot's
Alright, Laughing
doing.
Seal. Yeah, this is on normal.
Exactly. And now every
Funnily
state, group, and .com has
I
its
can't
own
really
version
talk
of Metal
when these
Gear.
arseholes are talking.
Not exactly a classified weapon for today's nuclear powers.
This new one seems to have been designed to wipe the floor with all the other models. The only consistent description is that it's an amphibious, anti-Metal Gear vehicle.
That explains why this one is under Marine Corps jurisdiction.
The mission objective is to make visual confirmation of the new Metal Gear being transported by that tanker and bring back photographic evidence. But I want you first to go up to the top level of the infrastructure, to the bridge.
Well, you
We need
don't
to find
like
out where
you
the
don't like
tanker is
armpit
headed.
hair.
A little
Tama.
reconnaissance, huh?
Don't be
There's
so
too much we
bigoted.
don't know about this new
all right?
prototype. Capabilities, deployment method. We don't even know how close it is to completion. If we know where the testing arena is, I can start to draw some reasonable conclusions.
All right, I'll head to the bridge ASAP.
Yeah, I
Try
remember
to
that.
avoid
I was just saying there,
confrontations.
friggin' like
Our goal is to
Bandicoot, right?
collect evidence on
About
Metal
how
Gear
me and my best
development and
pal,
expose it to the world.
who died like 6 months
It would
ago.
be best if you could get out of there without
we
alerting anyone.
played this game inside
worry,
out.
I know the
okay?
drill.
Like I can't
We're
play
not
Metal Gear without
terrorists.
thinking about it.
good.
Quite
Don't
honest.
you forget that you're part of philanthropy.
Like every time I'm going to tell like a
an
story or
anti-Metal
something
Gear
through this
organization,
playthrough,
and
it's
officially
probably
recognized
it'll be
by
very
the
rare if
UN.
it's not in regards to
Recognized,
a time I
but
had
still
with him.
fringe, Otacon.
But yeah, he had like the strategy guide. He had like
All right,
magazines. He had
let's look
fucking
at your
everything.
gear.
We
Your
knew
weapon is a
everything about this game.
tranquilizer gun
We just
converted
did.
from a Beretta M92F.
M9.
It's a little hard to work with because you have to reload after each shot since the slide locks.
Better than scavenging at the mission site. Good suppressor, too.
The chemical stun will take effect in a few seconds and last for hours. You can take down an elephant with that thing. Check out the laser sight.
I always wish I had
The
this gun,
anesthetic round will
okay,
vary depending
and I
on
could
what
just like
part of the
shoot
body is
myself at
hit.
night and go to
We're
sleep.
talking about a difference
that'd
of
be
tens
great.
of seconds between hitting limbs, chest, or head. As for the equipment, hey, Snake, cigarettes? What's wrong with you?
It's kind of a lucky charm.
You haven't read the Surgeon General's warning, have you? Here's the digital camera. Works almost the same way as your old one.
All right. I should probably keep asking, by the way, guys. Do I sound okay? Does the game
They don't
sound
look
okay?
armed.
Hey, Earth to Snake. These are nice, upstanding Marines, not terrorists. Don't get caught. You're in stealth mode here.
Sure, and if it comes to that, a little beauty sleep never hurt anyone. By the way, Otacon, are you sure of this intelligence?
Absolutely. Hacked it out of the Pentagon's classified files myself.
No traces?
Oh, please. I'm too good for that.
But this might be a trap. Remember, there's a price on our heads.
You're just being paranoid.
I hope so. Those men, you wouldn't think they were anything but civilians from here.
With all the ships passing on the river and in the harbor, putting uniformed Marines on the deck would be a bad idea. People can get a clear view of the water from Riverside, too.
The water line is too high. According to the navigational plans, this ship should have discharged its cargo upriver.
It's in there, no doubt about it.
The military trains you to watch for threats from the stern on a boat. That's SOP for counter-terror ops, too. Security
Oh,
should be tighter.
fuck, you're right.
You
Okay,
worry too
hold on, let
much.
me
Where's
resize
the
this real
target?
quick.
Satellite
When you said
surveillance
the
is a
subs
major
are cut off, I thought you meant the
international
fucking submarine. Oh,
I'd say
God.
the cargo holds, safely below the deck. Do you see the entrance to the holds?
Looks like there are a few entryways into the crew quarters.
Can I fit this screen?
The chopper. What?
Right, that'll do it. Wait till actual gameplay comes up and I'll readjust this. Hi, Leon.
Looks like we're not the only ones after Metal Gear tonight.
Too soon to ask.
that a
wondering
chopper
how
I just
you
heard?
Go about doing
Affirmative.
for
Probably another cavalry.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to that boat.
What's their game? Hijack?
They're probably targeting
Chopper.
the ship's controls.
Otacon. How many men do you need to take over a tanker of this
The
size?
lonely
The ship is run by a
deceased.
computer, so
I
I'd
hope
say
you're
about
be
18
happy
people.
today.
AKS 74U. Russians?
Oh, topical.
No Marine barber touched that head of hair. I'm transmitting a photo. Let's get an ID on him ASAP.
I'm on it.
It's still so. I remember feeling this when I played the HD collection. It's so
Looks like
weird
the
how
tanker's
crisp
theirs
this
now.
looks when it didn't really look that crisp on the friggin'
KA-60 Kasatka.
PS2, you know.
Kasatka? Kamov chopper, right? Killer whale.
We need to get a fix on who they are.
I don't even know
Judging
what
by their
resolution I've got
transport,
this
aren't they
set
some
to,
kind
but
of
it's honestly
military
running so
commandos?
well, I
Not
don't want to fuck with
necessarily.
anything.
It could
so
be the
we'll just leave it.
KA-62, the civil model.
Look, Snake, all we need is the photographic evidence of Metal Gear. As long as we have
You got
those, we can
emotional
put it
scene, old
online
Snake.
and blow the whole thing
Oh,
wide
fuck,
open.
I remember when
so
that was
no
the thing.
pyrotechnics, okay?
I remember
Alright.
just seeing that
I'll do
trailer on
my
the very
best.
first day.
This
It's
isn't
like,
like Shadow Moses. Reach me if anything happens. The frequency's 141.12.
How can I check in and save my progress?
I'll do it. There's a frequency set aside for it. 140.96. Sorry, but no Mei Ling this time.
Or
Call
so
me
he
on the
says.
codec when you want to save.
Got it.
I'll be waiting just past the Verrazano Bridge. You need to be off that ship by then.
I'll be in touch.
okay, it has been a while. See what I mean? It has been a while. I'll wait for him to come and I'll put him to sleep. It's too early to be hearing that fucking noise. God damn it. This is PCSX2, I think it is. Actually, does the dual, I'm playing with the DualShock 4. Can I cancel my shot by slowly releasing the button? No, but the DualSense has the PS4 controller has that.
Freeze.
By the way, I got every single dog tag in this game. I got every single fucking one of them, alright? And it's so not worth it. It's so not worth it, but I got them all. So, alright, there you go. No, the DualShock 4 doesn't have first sensitive buttons. I always thought it was weird how little those got utilized, you know? Like, what the heck? I know that, like, Metal Gear uses them quite extensively. I remember Ratchet and Clank used them, because the harder you push the button down, the further down Ratchet would go down when he was swimming, you know? But you never really... Not a lot of games used them. Because I think the Xbox controller, like, you know, the Xbox One, as in the first Xbox, I think that also had pressure-sensitive controls, didn't it? Oh god, these fucking lockers. So much time spent fucking about with these, man. You gonna... When are we gonna shave that beard? Get off my case, mum. My weekend's been pretty fucking eventful. I won't lie.
Freeze.
Froke was over on Friday night, and he stayed till like fucking 3 in the morning. All right, we just played games like and drank like all night. We played through all of GoldenEye on the Xbox. You know, he just started playing it, and I'm like, are we finishing this? He's like, aye. I'm like, okay. So we did that, and then like yesterday, I bought a car, so I'm getting the car tomorrow. So that was eventful, and I was with my gran, and she finally got to meet her great grandson. So I got to hang out with my nephew as well and my gran, so that was fun. And today I've not really done too much. I'm not really playing anything at the moment, hence why I don't usually stream on a Sunday, but I just thought, yeah, fuck it, let's go for it. I got a Kia Picanto, Cool Breeze. It's used, it's got about 50,000 miles on it, but it'll suit me just fine. I used to have a Kia like years ago. Back when I was like my grand's invalidity driver, you know. So I kind of like Kia, you know. I think Kia gets like mocked a lot, but I dig Kia. I like the remapping to get around the lack of sensitivity. Oh, what was that again, Adam? Because I have that. I actually bought a physical copy of that game. Because I didn't realize until relatively recently, but playing that Metal Gear Collection on like an Xbox Series X or like One X is actually the single best way to play the game now. And what was it they did again to get around that?
Yeah, Snake is breathing hard. Octagon calls him out and shit. Nan's still alive, that's neat. I'm happy if you, man, considering you're in your early 30s.
No, there you go, aye.
This game still sells for cheap on PS2.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was extremely popular. Look at that ray tracing.
Freeze. Huh? Don't kill me.
Let's see, Macro G Brunato. It's just one of my cheap running gags, Mum.
This, or can guards piss themselves if you hold them at gunpoint?
I think some of them, if you use some of the more powerful guns, I think some of them do piss themselves. Like the grenade launcher that you get later. It's not. Why do I? Not. Are you sure Lonely Deceased? I feel like I remember that. Like if you use like the again the grenade launcher, that you know they'll just piss themselves.
Bus, too much time between Zelda games, Expedition Island.
I mean, it's Zelda, you know? Like, if it turns out that it is, like, if it's just another Zelda... How should I put this? Basically, it doesn't matter how good the game is, Cool Breeze. It's gonna be a banger. Everybody's gonna buy it. It'll make like a... It'll sell like a million, billion Switches, you know? Bullshit. Fuck that up a wee bit.
Have you seen the mod that came out a couple months ago? PC version ports over
Oh, does that exist, Adam? Maybe that'll be how I play, maybe that'll be how I play friggin' MGS3 then. I'll be sure to send you all the friggin'... I really didn't have to do this, but, yeah. I'll be sure to send you all the friggin' clickbait videos, Cool Breeze. Besides, fuck Tears of the Kingdom. Like a Dragon Ishin comes out in, like, 10 days. That's the real game of the year right there. Everybody press 1 if you're excited for Like a Dragon Ishin. No, it's a mod for this, so you can use these. Oh! Nice. That is interesting. I'm trying to think of some areas in the game where that would be quite cool. Oh yeah, that only really happens on the big shell though, doesn't it, Bandicoot? Put way too much time into this game, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Snake, did you find out where that ship is headed?
Yeah, I'm looking at it. 35 degrees longitude, latitude around 58.
More than 500 miles off the coast of the Bermudas, out in the middle of the Atlantic. So the prototype is ready for solo testing. It's basically combat-worthy. That area is outside the Second Fleet's operational range, too. It must be a standalone Marine Corps project, which means this prototype Metal Gear must be designed for independent deployment, without any naval assistance. Anyway, analysis can wait till later. Snake, you need to go down to the hold to locate the actual metal.
You made fun of people for every single Metal Gear. I don't know.
Okay guys, so press 1 if you are excited for Like a Dragon Ishin, press 2 if you are into hairy armpits, okay? Either way you're gonna get something good this month. And if you press 2, that's gonna be right now. Is it this one? Yeah. Actually, didn't they...
Shalashashka has landed. I'm on my way to the tanker hold.
Oh yeah, the friggin' like, you can zoom in on cutscenes with R1, but it uses like pressure sensitivity as well. So it just goes all in like that, looking kind of awkward.
Sensors placed and operational.
Good work. Are the explosives in place?
Yes, they are all planted.
Listen, once we have what we came for, the
Hello,
tanker will be
Zeprov.
scuttled.
And the vehicle's pilot.
He's the only one who underwent the VR training. No one else can do it.
Are you sure you can trust him?
Your part in the mission is complete. You are to leave at once.
No, it's not over yet.
I can see the moon, even in this storm, pale as death. I have a bad feeling about this mission. You swore this to me, that you would leave the unit once the mission was complete. Do not worry, this is a country of liberty.
No, this is where I belong, with the unit. I have nowhere else to go. Father, I want to stay and fight.
There is no choice to make here, Olga. Need I remind you that you are carrying my grandchild? You will be on the helicopter out of here now.
Damn it.
She's preggers. Lelia, and we're about to shoot the shit over.
Freeze! Hands over your head, now! Toss your gun overboard, slowly. A woman. Show your face.
You men, you're all the same.
Yeah, good point,
Who are you?
Bandicoot, considering what her kid went on to
They're
do,
nomads,
you know?
Wanderers.
I said don't move.
Americans. So you shoot women too.
I'm a nomad too. What else do you have there? Take the knife and toss it. Not there. Toss it overboard. Hold that position. Now, turn around.
You know what you're doing.
Cooked eggs.
It stopped raining.
Well, she's like a super hacker, isn't she?
Not too shabby, is it? New York, I mean. And that brings our tour to its conclusion.
Scout knife with a surprise. You a Spetsnaz?
I think you deserve a little credit. No one's ever dodged that shot of mine. But no one gets lucky twice, either.
I think the voice is a little bit ahead. Okay, a few things we're going to do right off the bat since I've played this game a million times. That light there can get the fuck.
I've been with the unit since I was born. I grew up on the battlefield. Conflict and victory were my parents. The unit is my life, my family. We've shared everything, all the bad and all the good.
I'm not asking,
I have
Olga.
no one, nothing except the unit. Nothing else matters to me.
That's nice. What about your kid?
Whoever you are, you're not stopping us.
Music is really good, to be fair. Oh, I'm shite. Getting beat up by a girl here. This is embarrassing. Oh, she chucks grenades if you wait too long, actually. Fuck. See, I used to always play this game like this. I was too stingy to use my rations, so I would just, I would always, like, stay... I would always, like, sit on the ground whenever my health turned red like that. I unequipped the M9, like an Egypt. Oh, how did that miss? There we go. I'm just thinking of how much, whatever the chemical in those M9 bullets are, we just injected so much of that into a pregnant woman. Okay, that can't be healthy. Hello, Aaron. Girl, look. Fuck you, Sephiroth. Fuck you so... Oh, God. I was born on a battlefield, raised on a battlefield. And whatever the fuck else not Silent, Sniper Wolf said in Metal Gear Solid 1.
Cypher. Otacon, the ship appears to be under their control. The men have Russian gear, but I haven't been able to find out anything else about their origin.
I know who they are.
You do?
We've ID'd the old man,
Who is he?
Sergei Gerlukovich.
Gerlukovich, one of Ocelot's allies.
Yeah, the GRU colonel. He's the one Ocelot was supposed to meet up with after Shadow Moses.
They're after Metal Gear.
Everything's changed. This is not going to be as simple as we thought.
You could say that. I saw a surveillance remote just now. It looked like the Cypher.
A Marine Cypher T?
No, Army.
Oh god, look at Otacon.
First the Marines, then
I don't
the
think it was
Russians,
supposed to do that.
Now the Army?
You're right. This isn't gonna be simple.
Snake, there's something I have to tell you.
What?
We didn't dig up this info about the new Metal Gear on our own. Not like usual.
How did you find out then?
It was a tip. An anonymous tip.
Anonymous? You've never trusted those. Why would you start now?
I have a younger sister, a stepsister. We have different parents. I only knew her for 2 years.
You've never mentioned her before. So?
The sender of the tip was EE.
EE?
Her name is Emma, but I always call her EE.
Emma? Emmerich?
Yeah, it just caught my eye, you know? I figured it was a coincidence, but I couldn't get it out of my mind. There's really no one out there who knows about her.
When was the last time you saw her?
Over 10 years ago.
You think it's a trap? To lure us out here?
I don't know. After I got the tip, I did break into the Pentagon system to get confirmation.
Okay.
Watch your back, Snake. Maybe I screwed up.
I've got a light-equipped USP. I can take them on now. There's no ammo, but it takes a 9mm, just like the Marines' M9. I'll find those somewhere around here.
Don't raise too much racket with that thing.
I hear you.
Yeah, it is emulating quite well. Right, I think there's some... yeah, I think there's some undesirable things that you can do with Olga's, you know what, let's just go ahead. Let's just get our dug tags and go ahead, alright? Not saying any more. However, if you do leave her and come back, like, because you've got like a USP, which is an actual gun. So if you find like ammo lying about, and then if you come back, you should get a little musical sting. She's gone. I thought you got like a little musical sting. Can you kill her and get a game over? No, like I said, the body just goes away, and the gun that you can use to kill her with is empty here, so no, you can't do that. You're probably thinking of Ocelot in Metal Gear Solid 3. Right, you gotta be careful using this as well, because,
Freeze.
I've not even got any ammo in this. Alright, what's your name? Hong Yang Shang. Don't know idea if that's how you say that, but yeah. Wet box. Oh, aye. There's something over here. Thermal goggles. Look at that view of man. Actually, is this, let me hang. Is that, on that side, is that New Jersey? Fuck, I need to get my geography right here. I don't even know if we're in the right river. but is that side New York and that side New Jersey? Fuck. Because it was the George Washington... Oh, I gotta look this up. I gotta get up Google Maps real quick. I gotta confirm this. Sorry, guys. The geography nerd in me is a hollering. The Hudson River. Right, Google Maps. Okay, that's it there. Yes, it is. Okay, so... Actually, what direction is this? Okay, this boat is going this way. So yeah, that is New Jersey, and that's New York. There we go. Don't say you didn't learn anything in this stream, alright?
Hudson Soft River. Thermal dot.
That doesn't look right. Is this an emulation glitch? No, that's wrong. I don't think the thermal goggles are working. Am I playing Sons of Liberty? Well, am I? Are you talking about how I haven't put it in the title? Made Killer 7 MGS. Yeah, that doesn't look right at all. I know, Otacon. I go through this, I blow up the whole fucking ship. Virtual. Oh, this is, I'm pretty sure this is the OG Sons of Liberty. Yeah. Alright. I can't cancel a shot.
Freeze.
Huh? Don't kill me.
If it's OG, then the thermals are probably... Oh god.
That?
Later. The thermals are probably right. They used to look like... Wait, really? I don't remember. I used to play the OG... Uh-oh. My controller's fucked. Oh, fuck. Fuck! Mance. Fuck! My controller's fucked! Oh. Bollocks, man. Bollocks. Fuck this game. Can I get outside again? I think it just crashed. The emulator crashed. Fuck. No, wait, we're back. What the hell?
This is fucked, man.
Who's there?
It's here. Everyone, stay on guard.
Understood. Increase defenses on half-deck door area. Ensure that the intruder does not gain access to the ship.
He just woke him up and then died himself.
All according to plan.
Okay, you know what? We should start save stating. All right. Call it a hunch, but I think we should start save stating. Right. It was F1. All right. Cool. You guys are always so mean. Okay, I'm exiting and I'm going into like new areas and my controller like dies for a little bit. I think something's up with it. Yeah, it just stops working for a little bit. Okay, we're gonna reload the game. Hold on, guys.
Attack team, come back at once. Guard team, stay alert.
Okay, one moment. Nah, I'm not giving up just yet, Bandicoot. What the hell? OBS is looking at my... oh, it's grabbing that, okay. Let me sort that real quick. What the hell? Okay. Load. Right, hopefully that's... hopefully that's... okay, well the game... That's an old version. Well, I installed it like 3 years ago. Okay, it's seems to be back to working. I don't know what that was. We should probably save state quite frequently, just to be sure.
Who's there?
No, you didn't see anything. Fuck off. I'll wait for the guard team to go away for a bit, and that'll be me. Then you tell me you're playing the original American version. I did download the American version, Oren, and I am aware that the European one has more stuff in it, but I kind of forgot about that, so I'm already started, so fuck it. Also, why the fuck are you using the word Denny? Oh, also, I should get that coal out of the freezer. Be right back. Okay, back. Got myself some Coke Zero out of a measuring jug, as per usual. Oh, yippee. Anyway. Oh god, I just heard a Windows exit noise. I just heard a Windows exit noise and I'm nervous now. Anyway, from PS1.9 all the way... Well, this is 1.60, this one I had. It's the one I've had for a while anyway. Oh god, hello. Oh yeah, you can't do that as Snake. Oh shit, it's the other side too. I don't even know what Nightly is.
Raven.
Is that his actual PS1 model? I think it is. Somebody clearly thought they were being all cute here. I really want to emulate and play Jet Set Radio Future on stream, but every time I've tried to emulate Xbox, I always hit like a bit of a wall and stop. Hopefully that gets a bit easier soon. Alright, I think I'm about to kill this man. Nope, he fell backwards, it's fine. I definitely can't be arsed. I mean, mind you, you never know if I keep getting grief with this emulator, like I did just a wee while ago there.
Freeze.
I'll resort to different measures. Alright, nice one. Well, you mean like Fatal Frame 1 or Project Zero?
Freeze.
I don't know where you come from.
Don't kill me.
I didn't know that one was on the backwards compatibility list. The girl posters. And the men's, there's men's ones as well. What do you think Snake's sexuality is, by the way? Alright? Like, what is he actually? Like, he's going to be bi, yeah, he's going to be into fucking everybody, you know? Literally. Do you remember, actually, I do not remember the circumstances surrounding this whatsoever, but there was a video that was released out of Japan where, you know, where the final boss takes place in Metal Gear Solid 3, a bunch of, like, the guys that were in the ending video of the game were all surrounded and dancing in this field, and Snake goes up to this dude and kisses him. You know, this was, like, an official video that Konami had put out. And, it was caused a bit of a stir, and I do not remember the context behind it at all. But yeah, that was a thing. Mean getting on with Hal. No, I don't think Snake and Hal... I know everybody jokes about that because they live together and they raise a child together, but nah, they're friends. Plus, you know, Hal is a fucking, like, harem pro-tag, okay? The amount of girls that he gets with, one of them is his sister, okay? One of his stepsister, one of them is his stepmother, okay? Like, I think he... Otacon did fuck his stepmom? Yeah? I think that's a thing, you know? And, aye. It's, he's told... And all the other women that he gets with, Sniper Wolf, freaking Naomi, he's a fucking harem pro-tag, okay? That was a secret. Alright, okay. I know that Japanese people are fine with gay people. It's the Japanese government. Okay, Toho. We'll stop this here. I mean, you still can't buy this game, can you? Because of the historical footage. I don't know. I wonder what the fuck is going to happen with this series going forward. Like, Jake Konami will try to bring back Metal Gear the same way they've now apparently brought back Silent Hill.
Don't kill me.
There's a lot of rumors about it now, so who knows. You know what the only Metal Gear related thing I want to happen is, actually? Alright? I mean, if more stuff happens than this, that's fine. But, fucking Metal Gear Solid 4, alright? Get that ported somewhere. You get what I mean?
Repair of the entranceway to the engine room on the port side is complete. We'll return to position following patrol of the small room on the port side.
Actually, did I want to come this way? I did not. Why didn't he notice that guy sleeping there when he came out this room? Only one's a couple of collection Pele, all the game spin-offs. Tell me crime. I thought that port was alright, Oren. Right, okay, so these thermal goggles are supposed to be like this. Then why are they so shit?
Snake, wait! Don't move!
I see it. Some kind of device on both sides of the hall. Infrared sensors?
Right, and they're linked to...
Let me guess. Semtex.
Exactly. Plastic explosives.
So this is what they were talking about.
Looks like it. If you trip the sensors...
I'll be sleeping with the fishes, along with this entire ship.
That sounds about right.
I'm not in the mood to go sleep with the fishes, but there are too many sensors. Looks like I'll have to find another way.
No need to worry. There's a way through. Take a close look. Do you see the thing with blinking green lights right next to the explosives? That's the control unit for the sensors. Destroy that, and the sensors stop functioning.
You know, it's funny you bring that up,
Oren. Close enough to touch it, so you'll
I know
have to
that
shoot
when,
it
like, because you know, like, Persona 3 Portable just came out. Apparently, there's, like, a very slight difference in audio in certain areas in that game, and everybody is going nuts about it. And I don't know, it's just, like, I'm starting to feel like that when it comes to these HD conversions, right? Anything that's like, how should I put this? Anything that's like different from what we got like in the original is just like so utterly frowned upon. And I don't know if it needs to be like that bad. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like people really went
ham on that Persona 3 portable port for no real, like, good reason. In my opinion, let's see here, anyway. Right, there's more. There's 3, is there no? Or was PSP game, of course there's gonna be audio thing, some kind. Sounds like shit. That's the thing though, Adam, it doesn't sound like shit. It sounds different, but it's a little bit different, and you could, I guess, objectively lower quality, but you can still hear the music, you can still hear the sound effects. You wouldn't know it unless you fucking played them both back to back in a video. So, I don't know, it's like... It does not sound like shit, I promise you. How do I do this? There we go. I suppose that's another thing, like... I don't know. Like, again, it's all about context, but I feel like people's... I don't even know what I'm trying to say here, guys. I feel like there's too much potential when it comes to a HD port, and there's even something slightly wrong with it. The internet is just too quick to just dogpile on it, you know what I mean? Sometimes a port comes out and it is dreadful, I get it. But sometimes it has just a few little problems that maybe they couldn't really quite iron out due to time or whatever, and yeah, people just like go mental about it. Yeah, I think you can skip Devil May Cry 2, Oren. I saw that, you know, it's funny, I was on the Switch earlier, I was looking at the eShop, the games are on sale, that's on sale right now, Capcom still sells Devil May Cry 2, and I'm just like, you know, they should remake that. Like, can you imagine, like, they took the RE engine, like, the team that made, like, Devil May Cry 5, they're just like, you know what, we're gonna remake Devil May Cry 2 and do it properly this time. How amazing would that be? You know, like, you could play as, like, they could bring back, like, Beryl and, like, do it all properly, you know? I don't know why they don't do that. I mean, yeah, like the Ratchet ports, like, so, okay, this is actually good, because I definitely rag on those Ratchet ports a lot, but even then, you know, they'll do it a pinch, you know? They're not horrible, but I do give them a lot of shit for when there's, whenever there's something in them I don't like, yeah. Where's this last gen? I should probably save state, actually. That's probably a good idea. Can Snake squeeze under this? There we go, first try. Super Puma, hello there. I refuse to do a HD version of Deadlock my channel. I've never even... I honestly keep forgetting it exists.
Checkpoint passed. All non-essential personnel report to the holds in 10 minutes time for the scheduled briefing session with the Commandant. You are ordered to continue manning your posts until...
I'll put it this way, Adam. See if that port of Persona 3 Portable is bad, then so's the port of Persona 4 Golden, okay? Because as far as I'm concerned, they're equally as, like, they have equal amount of work put into them. Time for an action sequence in this stealth action game. I was playing Ratchet 3 the other night there too when Frog was up. I've just got the PS2 set up. We popped in Ratchet 3. Played a few other games as well, including this. Yeah, we did play this a little bit. He's listening to his iPod. I thought the HD ports were definitely like better than the Ratchet ones. Actually, I say that. One thing you got to appreciate is that the Ratchet ports on the PS3 were actually 1080p, whereas the Jack ports and a lot of the other ports, as a matter of fact, were 720. You know, 1080p 60 was very, very rare on the PS3. So yeah. So, just oh, fuck!
I hit him. I need the
So yeah, to just sort of like wrap up that conversation we were having, guys. Okay, I know that these, I know that when it comes to HD ports, okay, it's always like a blurry mess. All right. In terms of what makes it good and what makes it bad, right? And we should point out the differences. That's what makes it an interesting discussion. I just feel like people get way too, like, tight-knit. Is that the expression I'm looking for? People get a bit too caught up in pointing out these differences and how much they actually matter, you know? But that's just me. I actually stopped playing sort of free portable anyway, actually. Not because of the quality of the port, let me tell you. It just sort of fell off for me. I blame Hi-Fi Rush. I got way too into Hi-Fi Rush and, yeah. Kind of just stopped. And as I've said before, I have that thing where if I'm playing a JRPG and I stop playing it for like, I don't know, 3 or 4 days, suddenly in my brain it's like, I have to start from the beginning. I don't know why that's in my brain, it just is. I did play Evil Within, actually, Sephiroth. Well, I downloaded it. I don't think I've even passed, like, the opening sequence yet. The game does not have any sort of, like, enhancements or FPS boost, though. It plays exactly like it did on the Xbox One, and it's not fantastic, but it'll do, you know? This is why I prefer playing the OG versions of games.
Colonel, we have sealed the stern hatch. The lift is also under our control.
We're on the foredeck, about to descend to the holds.
Sir, the Marine Commander has started his speech already.
We will complete the preparations before the end of the speech.
All communications to the holds have been severed. No one is aware of our presence.
Let no one down into the holds until we are out.
Yes, sir. We will secure your exit with our lives if necessary.
There is one more thing.
Yes, sir.
My daughter, keep her safe.
Yes, sir.
Who goes there?
Now we be playing Time Crisis. Come on, I haven't killed any one of them yet. Oh, come on. One. He's got a grenade, I saw that animation. Nice done. I don't know, I could have handled that better, Bandicoot, but it's done. Not using tranks anymore. Nah, fuck it.
Who goes there?
Okay, did any of you guys see that, what was it? It was a tweet that was sort of getting a lot of traction, at least on my timeline. It was talking about what's the most useless piece of video game knowledge that you know.
What the?
And I think I have mine, and I'll tell it in just a minute.
The Colonel will be joining you soon, comrade.
Snake, are you in yet? Have you made it to the holds?
It's taking longer than I expected. We've already passed the Verrazano Bridge.
All right, we'll use another recovery point.
They may be planning
Okay,
to
so
change
mine
course.
is, during this commander
exits to the
speech, right,
deck
there's
are all
obviously like a lot of
sealed.
Marines
What are
lined
they
up.
planning?
If they get
And
Metal
if you're
Gear,
going for
we're
100% getting
right
all
off
the
the
dog
fringe.
tags in this game, you have to be playing on easy mode. Not very easy, just regular easy mode. And one of those guys has a dog tag. And you have to, like, tranquilize every single person in the room and hold them up in order, or, like, eventually get to them and, like,
The weapons won't do me much
get the
good
dog
here.
tag off of them.
Can you see Metal
And
Gear?
it's just this one Marine on that one difficulty
I'll have to
set.
go around to the bow.
If you want
They
to get
have some
100%.
serious defenses here. I doubt the recent arrivals want to blast their way through the Marines either.
Wonder where they're headed.
I don't know. Not the beach, that's for sure.
Do you get anything for this? No, you get none. You get a bit of red text on the results screen saying congratulations, and that's it.
Okay, Snake, let's go over this one more time. Use this camera to get photographic evidence of the Metal Gear prototype. Now do your thing and take pictures that speak louder than the government's plausible denials. We need 4 shots. Metal Gear from the front right, and front left, and a close-up of the Marine Corps marking.
Marking?
There should be a Marine.
You already have some photographic evidence there, Otacon.
Just let someone try explaining away a clear shot of that.
Oh god. Otacon not looking too well. We're already in GW, but the looks of Otacon here.
One little thing.
Just spit it out. I'm used to things going wrong.
It looks like someone's monitoring our transmission.
Who?
I don't have a clue. All they're doing is watching. It would creep me out less if they tried to interfere with our communications.
Could it have something to do with that cipher we saw?
Maybe. I've switched the encryption protocol for our burst transmission for now. What I want to do is use a different method for sending these photos, just in case.
Instead of using the codec?
Exactly. There's a workstation in the southeast corner of the block where Metal Gear is housed. I've made arrangements so that you can send the pictures from the machine.
Arrangements?
I hitched a ride on Link 16 into U.S. military's proprietary network. Managed to get into that workstation and overwrote a part of the system software so I could remote install a little app I wrote.
Why bother with anything that complicated?
No, it's pretty simple, really. Look, all you have to do is stand in front of the machine and push the action button. The app will automatically launch and download the image data from the camera, split the files, and encrypt them individually. The data packets can then masquerade as...
Was my favorite MGS game.
So
Probably
all I have
this
to do
one,
is push the
honestly.
action button in front of the
Which I think
computer
is quite
once I have the
unpopular, but
pictures,
I don't know.
right?
I got too much
Well, sure, if you
nostalgia
put it that
value
way.
linked to
And
MGS2
one more
specifically.
thing. The Commandant's already begun his speech, but you need to get the pictures before he's done talking. Otherwise, they'll spot you, okay?
How much time do I have?
I hacked into his personal files and took a look at the text of that speech. I'd say you have 7 more minutes. Longer if he throws in a joke or two.
A 7-minute time limit, huh?
Remember, Snake, just the photos, okay?
With these kinds of odds, I won't be making any sudden moves. But that doesn't mean we can just let Metal Gear be hijacked.
Okay, but first the photos.
All right, we'll deal with the rest when we get there.
Stay low.
Yeah, I never played 5. I do love 4, though.
At the moment, every industrialized
Uh-oh,
nation
the emulator's doing that thing again. Okay. Let's save state the news just in case.
Worse yet, so do a number of rogue states. They are all working on deploying their own Metal Gear Force to compete with the U.S.'s nuclear.
I do remember when
strike
Konami was good. They were the
world
days.
is about to see a swarm of these Metal Gear derivatives. We initiated development of Metal Gear Ray as a countermeasure to these pirated weapons.
Alright, this got everybody on their first playthrough, I bet you. Just walk in front of this projector.
With Ray, the hundreds, if not thousands, of Metal Gears that exist all over the world are no longer a threat. The blind rush to nuclear proliferation will be contained, and it will be the Marine Corps and our Ray that will accomplish this. Ours is not the only military project devoted to Metal Gear development, but it cannot be more different in nature from the Navy's. Theirs is a program that will add fuel to the uncontrolled fire of nuclear proliferation.
Who designed this?
It is a fact that players in favor of such a policy are attempting to derail our own Ray project. But I promise you that they will not succeed. Some say that the strategic importance of aircraft carriers will be reduced by the completion of Ray. The opposition from the Navy is an undeniable fact. There is a lot of pressure from Navy brass, especially those with submarine and air background.
Right, I think... I'm trying to remember how you do this.
Not to mention interference from a major player. But this project is vital to the Marine Corps. The enemy is sometimes closer to home than you think, gentlemen. Always bear that.
There's a way that you can, depending on how you enter this, and I think I've done it wrong. Depending on where you enter this room, and you don't equip any weapons, you can actually see Ocelot. Do I have my gun equipped? I think I do. Shit.
Metal Gear.
This weapon will render all other Metal Gears obsolete. Nations building up their own.
I'll just set this up now. Good thing time stopped for us. Yep. Police Knots. Who played that game? Olicon hired Harris to animate himself. Aye.
So, any codec moments from you, Snake? The first one I'm seeing is... It's almost right, but not quite. We can't use this.
We need 4 images. One from the front right.
Yeah,
the
you can
front,
take like
and the front
photos
left,
of like the
and a
men's,
close-up of the Marines marking
you know,
on the
the men's
prototype.
posters and the
Get the
Olicons like,
prototype on
oh,
camera.
well, it's your life and everything, you know. I imagine it would be like dialogue that just would not fly in this day and
in the light
age.
of the military dominance spelled out by Ray. The shift in the balance of power will mean a new world order, and we, the Marine Corps, will play a central role in its military affairs.
All right.
Okay, if
Let's do a little stretching.
if Snake gives us a little voice of approval there. That means we did it right.
Down.
Oh god, he's stretching with him.
Right.
I will stay here.
Down. Front. Down.
I'll keep this for myself later.
Let's continue.
I mean,
I have a daughter.
we certainly know for a
It is my
fact
greatest wish
that
never to have her or her children experience the horror of nuclear war. As a father,
good.
yeah, we certainly know for a fact that Otacon, what Otacon's sexuality is.
That is my duty.
How does Scott Dahl
The National
see
Missile
this?
Defense Program was initiated in the end of the 20th century, projected to completion in 2005. However, the NMD trial conducted
Right, I
in
don't
the
know
year
how this
2000
shot is good because of that thing blocking the way there.
complete failure.
All right.
The success of the 1999 trials is now considered a chance happening. There was no technological solution in
Alright, that should be it. So am I okay to spoil a detail about the commander here to anyone that may not know? Well, you mean the fact that he's gay? You know? Him and Vamp, you know?
Looks like I have your photos now. Let's take a look. Okay, first up.
Should've gone to Specsavers pretty much, aye.
This is great. The Marines lettering shows up really well. And the next one is... Okay, that's good.
So it's like
The shot
Scott
from the
Dolph,
right
he's
is in
gay
the bag.
and he's black, okay? Kojima was ahead of the game. You know what I mean?
The next image is... Okay, this works. It's a great front view. Okay, last one's coming up. You're a pretty good photographer. We can definitely use this left shot. Okay, now we have all the photos. Snake, the speech is about to
Should've taken
wind
pictures of
up.
Marines' underwear.
Forget the photos and get out of there now.
We, the Marines, will lead the
Vulcan
charge
crotch
into a new
grab. Oh,
world
yeah.
order with Metal Gear Rain. That is all. Dismissed.
Who are you? That's gonna be a fun game when I get to that. Hello, Berk. But he's also a commander, which back in those days we know the rules when it came to homosexuality and being in the military branch. I mean, this game's set. Let me. Wait. This is
Excellent speech, my friend.
Who the?
This is 2007, the tanker mission.
Gift of
Big
the
Shell's
silver
2009.
tongue.
Yeah.
They say it's the mark of a good officer. And of a liar. Americans are too in love with the sound of their own voice to speak the truth.
Identify
The
yourself.
Marines. Well, you know they are. And I mean, what's that fucking like in the Navy song? You know what I mean?
I am
So I wouldn't be surprised.
Shalashaska,
Ow! Fuck! I just cramped.
also called Revolver Ocelot.
The other guys and I have been talking, and well, we kind of decided you should probably have a real animal for your code name. It is a real animal, you jackass. Well, I've never heard of it. It's kind of like a bobcat or something. Well, we don't have a bobcat
do
in
you
Foxhound. You could be Revolver Bobcat.
This
I don't
machine
know.
will be
This
quite
is so
useful.
sudden.
What do you
For
plan
God's
to do,
sakes, man,
steal
stop
this
playing
thing?
with your gun in the
Steal?
meeting.
No, I'm taking it back.
It's Troy Baker. Troy Baker. Who does Troy Baker voice in this game? Not Revolver Ocelot. What am I going on about, Doug? Oh, I just recited something. Don't worry, Marshall.
Gerlukovich.
Nobody move.
All right, okay.
Understood.
All right, well, they changed up every. They got all the famous ones for 5, didn't they?
This ship now carries enough Simtex on its key structural points to blow it out of the water at the touch of this button. That's right. No
Hello,
one
Fro.
has to die needlessly. We're almost at the target. Get a move on.
Metal Gear Ray. There's this bit in Metal Gear Solid 4 involving Ray that was so
What
fucking
do you intend
epic.
to do with Ray?
You all
Sell
know
it on
it
the
if you've played it.
streets?
I was raised in Snezinsk, formerly known as Chelyabinsk 70, the nuclear research outpost.
What are you talking about?
After the Cold War ended, my home was bought out by the Americans.
Is there a point to this sad story?
None you would understand. Land, friends, dignity, all sold to the highest bidder, the United States of America. Even the technology that gave birth to these weapons is Russian, developed by us.
What do you intend to do?
Russia will rise again. And Ray is the
So
key.
topical!
I regret to inform you that I have no intention
missed a
of
damn
selling
Scott.
Metal Gear. As I said, I came to take it back. Yes, returned to the Patriots.
The Lale Lule Lo? How's that possible?
Ocelot. You! Have you sold us out?
I was never in your employ, Kurlukovich.
Are you still in league with Solidus?
No hard feelings, Colonel. Mother Russia can rot for all I care.
Since when, Ocelot? When did you turn?
I'm glad you noticed, comrade. I abandoned her during the Cold War.
Ah!
Metal Gear only has room for one.
Ocelot's the biggest cool
Kurlukovich,
turn. Pretty
you
much,
and
yeah,
your
he
daughter
really
will
is.
die here.
Damn you!
Made more sense in Japanese. How so? Because Lale Lule Lo is just another name for the Patriots, right? So what is it? What is it in like Japanese or whatever? You tend to twist your elbow to absorb the recoil. That's more than revolver technique.
Sergei, looks like you were long overdue for retirement.
Traitorous dog!
Here we go, this fucking cutscene.
Show's over. If you wish to live, I suggest you run now. This ship is still in the lower New York harbor. You may yet make it to shore if you swim for your life.
Kojima made it like a sense of ship, so like rather deliberate. I live on through this plot device.
It's been a while, brother.
Who are you?
I don't know about that, Marshall.
You know who I am.
Like,
Liquid?
I'd argue that
Not so
Metal Gear
young
is
anymore,
extremely
eh,
Japanese.
Snake?
Wait.
You're drowning in time.
The
I know
fuck?
what it's like, brother. No wonder Naomi
Why is
passed
that
you
Ocelot
over for the
suddenly using
Fox-type
blackface?
program. Ouch! Get out of my mind, Liquid!
Nano Machine Son.
The price of physical prodigy.
It must
Few
be.
more years and
I mean,
you'll
he's
be
got
another
like a
dead
different
clone of
texture
the
showing
old
these
man.
veins, but it's just gotten a
Our
lot
raw
darker.
materials are
What the fuck?
vintage, brother. Big Boss was in his late 50s when they created his copies. But I live on through this arm.
Liquid's on.
We're not copies of our father after all. Yeah, that's really weird. I've definitely never seen that before. It must be an emulator hang. Wouldn't have been easier to stream the PC version.
You don't have what it takes after all.
I don't know how easy that would have been, Marshall. Like,
You're going down.
you can't buy it, so I would have to pirate it. And how well does it run on like modern hardware? I actually have no idea. Rage! Hey, you can't. Is it back up for sale, Oren? Because I know it got taken down at some point. There's Neon God, aye. Because I might get taken down because of the story failed.
Otacon, we have a problem.
Aye, objective. See, this game is... Who was it who was saying that this felt like a game that was like... It felt like Western? Like, you can't get more anime than this. You can't get more Japanese than this fucking game.
Snake!
We actually got through the tanker quicker than I thought we would. I guess I can make a start to the big shell.
Problems. Proceeding as planned, sir.
Okay. Big hell.
Yes, at the location we discussed. Yes, I have photographic evidence of Snake on the scene. The cipher was most useful. I look forward to tomorrow morning's newsflash. I would say the Marine Corps' plans are on indefinite hold. Yes, of course, Mr. President.
Do I even have a memory card in here in this emulator? There we go, that's fine, yeah.
Snake, do you remember the sinking of that tanker 2 years ago?
Of course.
Terrorists blow a hole in an oil tanker full of crude barely 20 miles off the shore of Manhattan. Your classic nightmare. It didn't take long for the government to put an oil fence around the whole mess. And then that massive offshore cleanup facility went up inside.
The big shell. I hear the cleanup isn't quite over yet.
It takes time. But in the meantime, the shell's become a landmark, a symbol of environmental protection.
I actually haven't seen this cutscene in a long time because I think every single time I played this game, I always
Approximately
skip
6 hours ago, the big shell was seized by an armed group.
Do we have an ID?
Former members of the Navy SEAL Special Anti-Terrorist Training Squad Dead Cell. Russian private army members may also be involved. It's a highly trained group, and they have the big shell under complete control.
Bring it up, yo-yo. Oh, God. Who is it that always reminds me of Anita? Is that you, Marshall? Who always reminds me of Anita?
Come in from downwind and pull up fast. Get ready to fast rope down to Shell 1. 5 minutes to ETA.
Game volume is louder than me. Has it always been like that?
Watch out for Stillman's back and get those C4s disarmed.
Oh God, actually, you're right. Fuck. Game volume shot right the fuck up.
What are their demands?
$30 billion.
$30 billion? What makes them think they can get that much?
There was a government-sponsored tour going on at the Big Shell that day.
Oh, God.
Hostages, huh?
Oh, God.
A VIP from one of the major conservation groups, and one from our own government. The most important person, in a sense.
The most important person?
James Johnson.
The president?
Unless the demands are met, the terrorists intend to blow the Big Shell out of the water.
And the crude will ignite, turning the Manhattan Harbor into an inferno.
That's not the worst-case scenario. If the chlorides being used to decontaminate the seawater go up with the oil, toxins containing catastrophic levels of dioxins will be released. In other words, the bay's ecosystem will be wiped out, and the sea will turn into a toxic soup for centuries, becoming the worst environmental disaster in history. You have two mission objectives.
It fixed itself.
One, infiltrate the offshore decontamination facility Big Shell.
I definitely don't have a disc.
And other hostages. And two, disarm the terrorists by any means
Fun fact,
necessary.
the soundtrack right here called Big Shell changed that part of the soundtrack eventually. Alright.
You should know that SEAL Team 10 is also conducting a rescue operation.
Is this a joint effort?
No. Foxhound remains a covert body. Don't alert them to your presence. That is an order.
This is Snake. I'm now inside Strut A of Shell 1.
How are things?
We're in luck. Looks like there are no sentries posted here.
What's the visibility?
The lights on the plant's struts are functioning. I won't have to
see, that's another thing, actually. I've been talking about, like, my best pal a couple of times because I just played this game constantly with him.
There's someone else
His initials are GW as well, you know, so
That's
we
not
always used to
possible.
joke about that.
What about SEAL Team 10?
They landed on the roof of the Big Shell as planned. And by the way, Snake, we're changing your code name for all following communication.
What's wrong with Snake?
Just a precaution.
It would piss off too many people.
You are now designated Raiden. All right, Raiden. You've already covered infiltration and VR training.
I've completed 300 missions in VR. I feel like some kind of legendary mercenary.
Okay, we'll skip that part. Make sure nobody sees you. If you need to, contact me by codec. The frequency is 140.85.
Does it?
When you
Oh,
want
man.
to use the codec, push the select button. When we need to reach you,
Trying to think.
contact
I mean,
you.
I remember there was a little.
The codec will beep.
There was a little bit of this
When
with
you hear that noise, press the
Smash
select
Brothers,
button.
but Snake's
The codec's
Japanese
receiver
voice
directly
actor is
stimulates
also
the
the
small
voice actor
bones of
for
your ear.
Eggman in Sonic,
No
and they
one
have
but
a
you
little
will be
fun
able to hear it.
play about that
Alright.
in the codec
I'll
calls in
contact you
Super
if
Smash
anything
Brothers Brawl.
changes.
But it kind of loses a
make
bit
your
in
way to the upper
translation.
section of the
But,
Big Shell.
yeah.
How do I get up to the next level?
There's an elevator at the far end of that area. Use that.
Sounds good.
Your new sneaking suit uses electrofiber technology, a byproduct of fiber optics research. The texture isn't far removed from rubber, but the material protects against a wide range of toxic substances. The suit itself has a wide array of built-in sensors. It is referred to as smart skin in military R&D. Data about damage to different regions of the body, including blood loss, is exchanged between the suit and the intravenous nanomachines to create a feedback system.
There's a lot of pressure on my torso.
Relax. The suit applies varying pressure to major internal organs to maximize performance and safeguard their functions.
Wait, is it?
They call this the skull suit in Foxhound.
Skull suit seems
Who's
appropriate
Eggman's son?
somehow.
Was that the father and son that met up for the first
The
time
hatch
at
with
the
a
ending of Metal
circular
Gear Solid
handle
4?
will open into the elevator area. Locate the hatch first.
Copy that. Moving on to main mission objectives.
I see, alright. Okay, the controller's doing that thing again. Let me hang on. Can I get... What is that I can get down here again? I think it's the thermal goggles. I know how to fucking swim.
Got your feet wet? These are the basic controls for swimming.
I know. Thermal goggles, are they as useless for Raiden as they were for Snake? Yep. No, Doug, the idea was both of them had a relationship problem. Could you have purposely made them ideal and worked out? Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm talking about. The two sons at the end there. And not the two sons, the father and son at the very end of Metal Gear Solid 4. That was their first time seeing each other for years when they did that voice recording. Alright, there's a bandage over there. I might as well grab that.
Kojima played Agony Ant Bear. I'm not sure I get that reference, Leon. His father would pass a few years later. I mean, that's gotta suck, you know? Like, I know a lot of... You know, I know a lot of people in families that just, like, flat out didn't talk to each other anymore. And, you know, as soon as they die, it's just, like, the amount of, like, grief you gotta feel for that shit. You know what I mean? I'm not saying never fight with family, I'm just saying never forget to, like, you know, make up with them. You know what I mean? How do I get that? Not that it really matters. I'm gonna be bleeding a lot anyway. Oh god, why do I keep hearing Windows? Okay, I think I have to load the game up again, guys. Because I bet you it's gonna start doing that shit.
AN-94 and a Makarov. Those grenades, all his equipment, is Russian-made.
Must be a Gerlukovich man.
Gerlukovich?
A Russian private army that was in line to work with the Shadow Moses takeover group 4 years ago.
What's their stake in this one?
They must have made a deal, an arrangement with the terrorists. They become a band of mercenaries, an army without a country.
There we go. One thing annoying about Raiden is that he has to tell the Colonel, like, everything.
There's definitely another intruder in here besides me.
That's not a possibility.
Not a team. Looks like a solo job.
One man.
We may not know who he is, but he managed to take care of every sentry in the area. They're all out cold. Whoever he is, he's got some skills.
We need to get an ID. But for now, you can take advantage of the situation and get to work. There's a terminal in front of the elevator, a node.
I know. In fact, there's a lot of things that happen on the big shell that are just like Metal Gear Solid 1. I wonder why.
Use the node to gain access to the big shell's facilities network.
Then what?
Pull up the map of the structure. That'll let you activate the Soliton radar.
The Soliton radar? True. That radar came in useful during VR training.
A radar system uses biological magnetic fields as input. These estimated enemy positions are projected onto a map according to reference points collected via GPS signals and field personnel reports. We need to get to the map through the Big Shell's node to put this data processing to practical use. The node unit is about 3 feet high, should be colored blue. Each area has at least one.
How do I gain access?
Just push the action button in front of the node. The nanomachines in your body will take care of the security clearance and allow you access to the node. Complete the procedure before those sentries gain consciousness.
Mind you, both franchises are pretty much dead now. I don't think Ubisoft's going to be working on that remake anytime soon.
Got it.
Oh yeah, name. What should we call ourselves, guys? McDonald's. Alright, we'll go for McDonald's. Let's see, can we get an apostrophe? We can, nice. Assuming that's an apostrophe. Sex. They only give you 2 options. How fucking bigoted. Should I dox myself further? I think you all know my birthday. And if you don't, well, I thought you were all my friends, you know? Blood type. I have no idea what my fucking blood type is. So there, we got a question mark. Uzbekistan. I recently learned, you know, what all 15 of the previous Soviet Union... Was I talking about this before? I was talking about this with someone. Because I memorized all 50 states. Someone, I think it was Megaboy, challenged me to memorize all the Canadian provinces, but I decided that wasn't worth my time. But I memorized the 15 countries that made up the Soviet Union. Let's see, I don't think Scotland is here. I think it's just United Kingdom. Yep, see? No Scotland. No Scotland. No Scotland at all. Load of shite. Alright, where is it? Come on then. Sigh. Oh god, Bandicoot, I'm not that old.
Good work, Raiden.
I mean, I am pretty old.
The radar should be functioning now.
Remember your VR training sessions. The tool is exactly the same one. It maps the terrain as well as the position of enemy personnel. The bright dot in the middle is you, Raiden. The red dots are your enemies, and the blue cone shape represents their field of vision. Your radar isn't affected by the weather, but if you're discovered by an enemy, you won't be able to use it. It gets jammed easily, I'm afraid.
I suppose
It's all made from currently existing
I know
technology.
Raiden settled down with his family in New
You
Zealand.
won't be able to use it in an area with strong harmonic resonance, so be careful. The Big Shell's layout map should now be available after touching the Start button.
How do I save the mission data?
I've set aside a proprietary frequency for saves, and an analyst to work on the data too.
Jack, is everything all right?
What are you doing here?
I'm gonna go get a drink.
Rose, you're
For no reason, be right back.
What's going on?
Jack, I'm a part of this mission.
Colonel, what the hell is going on?
Raiden, meet the mission analyst. She'll be overseeing the data saving and support.
Why her?
The Foxhound analyst that was supposed to take part in this mission was in an accident. Rosemary was brought in as a replacement.
An accident?
And according to the files, she knows you better than anybody else.
Rose may be in the service, but an intelligence analyst is no field officer.
Not to worry. She has our technical staff at her disposal.
She's never been a part of a field mission. This is insane.
I have my own reasons for selecting her for this mission, soldier.
Colonel, I fail to see...
I know your VR training performance in and out, but sometimes that's not enough. You're familiar with the Shadow Moses incident?
You know I covered it in VR.
If there's a crucial tactical detail that case taught us, it was the power of the operative's will to survive.
I was trained to
skip
fight.
these cutscenes so
My
badly.
personal feelings have no place in a mission.
We've learned that it doesn't work that way. And on the field, you need all the help you can get.
Jack, you're stuck with me whether you like it or not.
Rose.
You need someone to watch your back. But I have conditions that need to be met, Colonel.
What is it?
I'll perform my duties and save that mission data, but I'm aware that technically I'm not part of the mission control team. After all, I'm just a normal girl who's worried about Jack. But that means, Colonel, that I am not required to follow your orders outside of my immediate duties. Jack is not simply a field personnel for me to track. His safety comes first to me, not the mission. And because of that, I will be monitoring and keeping a record of every communication you have with him, Colonel.
Given the circumstances, you're free to do what you see fit.
Hey, I prefer this to being kept in the dark waiting.
I'd like to make a request, if I may.
Of course.
His handle is Raiden. For the duration of the mission, could you call him that?
Yes, sir. All right, Raiden. Let me know when you're ready to turn in a save. The proprietary save frequency is 140.96.
And then you can show me the fun places to
I
drink.
just switched frequencies. Jack?
What?
Do you know what day it is tomorrow?
April 30th. Is there something
Shut the fuck
special
up.
about
Why
it?
don't you just say it?
I can't
Alright?
remember. I'm sorry.
This is why I love being
I'll
single,
keep
right?
trying till I hear the answer.
Freaking Lassie
I'm
comes
gonna let you
in,
go
she's
now,
all
Jack.
like, well, do you know
Take
what the
care.
mora is? Like, what's the mora? Nothing. Just say it! Just fucking say it! Alright, these guys are about to wake up. Better fuck off.
Raiden, the enemy sentry is regaining consciousness.
Be careful, Jack.
Find somewhere to hide until the elevator arrives.
Yeah,
You
Rose
must
doesn't
stay
make a
out
very
of sight.
good first impression in this game.
I'm under enemy fire. Secure the perimeter. Stay on the lookout.
Well, it's fun to tease Duck. It's fun when you play dumb with your relationship to keep them guessing. Yeah.
The terrorists call themselves Sons of Liberty.
Sons of Liberty?
The name of their leader is Solid Snake.
The hero of Shadow Moses? So that's why you changed my code name.
Right, but he can't be the Solid Snake.
Did you ever play
He
Shadow
died
Memories
2
on the
years ago on that
PS2?
tanker after he blew it sky high.
Could he have survived?
Not a chance.
Because, yeah, that's just the main dude from Shadow of Memories right there. Also made by Konami,
Colonel,
incidentally.
I'm on the roof. There are no sentries, but it would only take one to spot me in this light.
You never had daylight VR training after all. Stay extra sharp until you can find a node to log in from.
What about the commandos?
SEAL Team 10 has landed on struts B and C.
And the president?
Seems he was spotted on strut B.
Strut B?
Voice of Axel in Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, also the voice of Silver the Hedgehog.
The big shell is comprised of shells 1 and 2. Each unit consists of a central core and 6 struts surrounding it.
I mean, I played
So the whole thing is shaped like
that
two
Hatsune Miku
hexagons
game in
connected
VR
end
once.
on
Does that
end.
count?
Exactly. And you're on the roof of strut A, shell 1 at the moment.
Yep, that's true, Toho. That is definitely true. Skateboard.
First, get to a node. Log into the network.
Got it.
Let's see here. You can slip on the shite. And if you look up high enough, eventually... Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. Oh, God. Look at that PNG. Right, okay. As of now, he had a bit of a controversy regarding something about grooming his younger lady fans. Don't know if it was resolved or not. Wait,
Oh, Quentin Flynn. Yeah, I think it was resolved. Actually, did it even get that far, Bandicoot? I thought the controversy with Quentin Flynn was that basically a private conversation of him was recorded and he was saying some stuff that you shouldn't say to the public because it upsets everybody and they all get offended, you know? And I think... I did not follow it at all, but I think he's still employed, you know? When bird shite went right in his eye, Leon. Build up my stamina. Nah, that takes way too long, Marshall. I did do it once, but yeah, it takes ages. Yep, still looks good as definitely does.
Raiden, SEAL Team 10 is in.
Do we really have no line of communication with the SEALs?
They don't know a thing about us. You know we work in the dark, and this mission is no exception. Only a few people know
I
about
remember
your presence
that, yeah.
here.
Actually, was that the controversy you were talking about?
This operation is under
I do remember
Pentagon's
he was
direct
cancelled
command,
for a little bit.
and the NSDD came from the Vice President and the Secretary of Defense. Your mission may be top secret, but it's gone through the usual channels.
Oh man, okay. I'm gonna close the emulator again, guys, because it seems to be something with like how long I play for. Very odd emulation issue. Yeah, but let's fire this up again. Might need to reselect that. There we go. Does that look okay? Cheers, bye, Bandicoot.
I'll go check the roof. I'll leave the first floor to you, okay?
Understood.
I don't know, I feel like this one does get a lot of love. I mean, I've had a lot of success with it. But, you know, it's always the case with emulation, you know? Some games just are built different.
Colonel, I've located the node, but it's under heavy surveillance.
PCSX2, I think you were right, Leon.
Distract them. Try making some noise to draw their attention away.
How?
Flatten yourself against a wall and hit the punch button.
Got it.
Stupid fucker.
There's somebody there.
One game that I did struggle to emulate was Klonoa 2, which was very early and definitely not demanding. I think it's just the way certain games are made as well.
Watch your
that
back.
kind of fuck up emulation.
That's a cipher, a type of UAV. If it spots you, it will alert enemy personnel. Exercise extreme caution. But you can use chaff to set up an interference field. That'll knock its sensors offline for a while. Try to locate some chaff. You can also destroy the engine or the camera. Some of the UAVs may be armed. Be careful.
Copy that.
Wait a second. I just intercepted new intelligence on the operation being executed by SEAL Team 10.
Intercepted?
As I said before, they need to be kept in the dark about our presence.
So we just listen in.
I'm patching it through.
This is Alpha Zero. We have the president. Is he safe? He is safe. What about the package? Tell the guys upstairs that we've secured the package. Easy money.
Good work. Your retrieval is on the way. Come on home.
Roger that. Holy!
Alpha Zero, report.
Damn it! Cover the president!
Come in, Alpha Zero.
This is Alpha Zero. We're under attack. This is crazy. Is that...
Alpha Zero, respond.
Uh-oh.
All Alpha, respond.
Raiden.
Yeah, I know
the
even that, like, it
president's life
doesn't
is
really
in
get
danger.
talked about a lot, but
Hit
the
the
PS2
struck B
was
now.
really difficult to program for back in the day. At least at the beginning. I don't know what happened, because obviously the PS2 went on to be very, very, like, well animated and shit. Well animated, what the fuck am I talking about? Well, basically, there was a lot of developers that were able to do some cool shit with the PS2 eventually. I don't know if Sony just, like, got a better hack on, like, their dev tools that they gave to all the companies out there. I don't know, but it was good. Mikami complained about it a lot. Imagine if Twitter existed back when PS2 came out. Camille would probably be moaning non-stop about how hard it is to make Devil May Cry 1. Let's see. Nah, fuck it. I'll just get the M9 and go back. It's crazy that we have, like, a functioning PS3 emulator before we have, like, a functioning Saturn emulator, you know? That's what I want to know what that's all about.
There's somebody there.
No, there's no. Yeah, there's a lot of this shit in this big shell section. Just the game being, like, the control being taken away from you and all that. And Raiden immediately going onto the codec.
Raiden, watch out. There are sentries posted on the connecting bridge. They will spot you if you continue on course.
Any recommendations?
Use the hanging mode.
Hanging?
Face any waist-high railing and push the action button to clear the railing and hang over the side.
See, this is an example of Kojima just missing the mark in terms of, like, keeping up with the trends. You see, because a few years later, every time there was a chest-high wall or a waist-high wall and you press the button, your main character would just take cover,
once it runs out, you will fall.
Not, like, go into a hanging mode. I have no way of cancelling my shot. Alright, now here's another long-ass cutscene. I wonder if it'll fail to load it again. Hello there, Mats Viwit. I was a huge fan of Metal Gear Solid 1, but never really got the MGS2 in large part because I really didn't enjoy the layout design of Big Shell. I know it's such a lazy way to render the game by making all the Hussies literal polygons, you know? Just like hexagons and that's it. Very lazy, very lazy. It did, Marshall, yeah. Like, it definitely didn't feel that way at first. PS3 was getting quite destroyed for, like, the first half. Or maybe even the first third of its lifespan, but it would go on to, like, sell better than the 360. Although I'm not sure I'm not sure that Sony won necessarily, you know? They definitely did lose a lot over that generation. That's why it's so interesting right now with the PS5 and the Xbox Series consoles. I genuinely feel like both companies are like neck and neck right now. There's no like one that's better than the other, plainly, like there usually is. Like the PS4 was miles better than the Xbox One, and the 360 was miles better than the PS3 at launch. At launch. So it's kind of always been that way, but now it just feels very, very neck and neck. I mean, I actually prefer for the very first time, I actually prefer the Xbox over the PlayStation at this point. I love the Series X. I think it's a Broadway machine.
On Alpha, come in. What's going on? Alpha, respond.
Yeah, I think the 360 was like the most successful Xbox ever was in Japan. Although apparently the Series consoles does quite good. Or at least, you know, for Xbox standards, it does alright. He kept saying, this is gonna cost a ton, but anyway, losers try to... Yeah, the fuck-ups Sony made early on with the PS3 are very well documented, to say the least. Hey, but Leon, I can play like all my old games on the Xbox. I can't on the PlayStation.
What are you?
$599 US.
5 today. Or rather, 6.
Fellamar.
Get down. Where is he?
Yeah, the audio in the cutscene, the audio with the cutscenes is a bit out of sync right now. God damn it.
Strange smell. You smell like... Are you?
It has to be.
Shoot him! What are you waiting for?
Full detail, the cut vamp takes in Ryan's face.
Yeah, Queen?
Are you all done cleaning up?
For one sniper
but wait
wolf.
till I tell you what I found.
Alright, again, is this the whole Solid Snake simulation shit? It's funny, right? I could actually probably spoil Metal Gear Solid 2 right now for you guys. I could spoil what the ending is, and none of you will know. It's that fucking, like, bizarre. It doesn't matter. PS3 didn't... Oh yeah, it did early on, I suppose. Yeah, like in the later half, Sony went ham on exclusives, for sure, yeah.
My name is Pliskin. Iroquois Pliskin, Lieutenant Junior Grade.
Right. New cutscene, so I think it's like fixed the new.
Are you a Navy SEAL?
Gee, I wonder what he looks like.
How did you get in?
Fast rope descent from a Navy chopper.
Aye, alright.
Have I seen you before?
That suit. Are you Foxhound?
That's right.
Foxhound was disbanded. Huh? Where were you before Foxhound? Delta Force?
I was part of the Army's Force 21 trials.
What is
Force
this?
21?
What is
That's
that
about
game, by the
tactical
way?
IT deployment, right?
Is that like actual military training
Any field
game
experience?
thing or whatever that is?
No, not really.
So this is your first.
I've had extensive training, the kind that's indistinguishable from the real thing.
Like what?
Sneaking mission 60, weapons 80, advanced...
VR, huh?
But realistic in every way.
A virtual grunt of the digital age, that's just great.
That's far more effective than live exercises.
You don't get injured in VR, do you? Every year, a few soldiers die in field exercises.
There's pain sensation in VR and even a sense of reality and urgency. The only difference is it isn't actually happening.
That's the way they want you to think, to remove you from the fear that goes with battle situations. War is a video game. What better way to raise the ultimate soldier?
No, I think that's
So
a
you're
myth,
saying that
Marshall. It's
VR
not like
training is some kind of
Kojima
mind
is some
control?
like stupid movie buff. It's not like he
Right,
literally
what's
just
going
wanted to
on?
make like a Lethal
The
Dead
Alpha
video
team from
game
Navy SEAL 10
and
is
just did it
dead.
anyway
no,
without the
a
rights.
single survivor.
The kid's wired with nanomachines.
What about the president?
Looks like they took him somewhere else.
I see.
Like
You
Hideo
said there was a
Kojima watched
survivor from
Blade
SEAL
Runner, so he
Team
made
10.
Snatcher. He watched
Yeah.
Lethal Weapon, so he made
J.G.
Psychonauts. All right,
Pliskin.
this is just what
Has
he
he
does.
seen your face?
What?
This is a top secret mission. No one can know that we're involved.
It's a little too late for that.
That's another like friggin' thing that Konami is just sitting
Take a
on.
look.
Snatcher and Police Knots, man, unbelievable. Now, granted, I think they'd have some trouble re-releasing Police Knots today because of like the
What the
literal
hell?
like
A
groping
Navy
of
captain.
that you can do in that game, you know.
You all right?
Give me a few minutes.
I like the John Carpenter sued.
Must have lost a few more
Vincent
pints
for
than I
ripping
thought.
off his movie off and won. The studio
What
said,
was that
"Now
man
let's go
just
after
now?"
this Metal Gear thing."
That
And Carpenter
blood-sucking
said, "Nah,
freak.
I like that guy. He's nice to me."
That was Vamp.
Like, I remember this was like, okay, I remember this was like an article
He's Romanian,
ages
a
ago or a
wizard with
tweet, and I
knives,
don't
as
know
you
how
saw.
real it was,
The way
but
he
isn't
moved
John
didn't
Carpenter a
seem
Sonic
human.
fan?
You won't see that in VR, I guarantee.
What is he?
One of the members of Dead Cell.
Dead Cell? Him?
A special forces unit created by
One thing I'll say about
ex-President
Dead
George
Cell,
Sears.
right?
The name was
They
originally intended
are
to reflect
definitely
its
like the
anti-terrorist
worst
functions. The
band
unit would
of
launch unannounced assaults on
enemies in the
government
Metal Gear
complexes
games.
for the
You know,
ultimate terrorism
first game had
simulation.
like
They were
Foxhound,
needed to show VR
this game has
troopers
Dead
like you
Cell,
how to deal
the
with the
third
real
game had the
thing.
Cobras,
But around
and
the time
the
their
fourth game had the
original leader died in
B&Bs.
prison,
The
the
Cobras
unit
were the
began to
best,
unravel.
easily.
They were always
But
close
these
to the
ones,
edge,
there's
but they became
not
more
too
and
many
more
of them,
extreme,
you know?
began to go after U.S. allies, even civilians. We estimate that no fewer than 100 people died
He is
as
a Sonic
result of
fan, yeah.
accidents
Even
the
the one
Dead
where he's a
Cell
werewolf,
arranged on their
exactly.
own. They were out of control, and it all came to a head 6 months ago.
What happened?
The unit was devastated. There are only 3 left now, and you just saw one of them.
Why would they go after the big shell?
How should I know? I told you they were on the lunatic fringe.
What about their leader? He says he's Solid Snake.
Snake died 2 years ago.
You mean the incident that made this big shell necessary in the first place?
Right, and he was the one that sank that tanker.
But he's a legend.
Legends are usually bad news. There's not a lot of difference between heroes and madmen.
You're saying Snake is still alive and pulled another one?
No, he's not involved in this one. His body was positively ID'd 2 years ago.
Snake is dead.
And buried.
What about the other soldiers? I saw Russian equipment too.
Former Soviet military. They're probably mercenaries. The big shell is too much ground for just Dead Cell members to hold down. You weren't briefed on any of this? And you came in alone to boot? Why? What are you really doing here? Can't tell me, huh? Fine with me.
I don't smoke.
Keep it anyway. May come in handy.
So if you're playing on hard mode, there's like a razor that you can pick up in at the very beginning of Raiden's story, and at this point, Raiden will give it to him.
Zero. This is Bravo Zero, currently at the bridge between struts B and C. The president is... Damn, I can't hit this thing. It's like some bad dream. Alpha, anyone, come in, all Alpha. This is Bravo Zero.
Aren't you going to answer him?
The BC connecting bridge.
We need to get there. Can you handle it?
I need a few more minutes. Remember my frequency. It's 141.80.
141.80. Got it.
I've been briefed on this plant's layout. If you need information on the place or about Dead Cell, contact me. You're using nano communication, right?
Yeah, but I can patch into your frequency.
Hey, what's your name?
Raiden.
Raiden?
My frequency is
Makes up for the boring
140.00.
one my parents gave me.
Maybe I'll find out someday.
Okay, we now have a SOCOM. Where do you get the suppressor again, actually? Using Miller frequency.
Jack, it's me.
Everything okay, Rose?
Don't you need to save the mission data?
Oh yeah. Thanks for the reminder.
No, in fact,
Jack,
hey, fuck
do you
you.
remember what day tomorrow is?
That again. I'm sorry, but I still don't have a clue.
That's okay.
What is it, Rose? Talk to me.
I'd rather you figure it out. It's important.
Fuck you!
How important?
Important enough? And we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Why not now?
Tomorrow seems more appropriate. I need all the help I can get so that I won't chicken out anyway.
Is that the reason you decided to be part of this mission? Okay. I'm gonna finish this thing by tomorrow no matter what.
You know I'll do everything I can to help you.
Rose, there's something I need you to do as an analyst.
What is it?
It has to do with Solid Snake. The leader of this takeover incident is claiming that he's Snake himself.
The legendary mercenary?
I mean, she gets a bigger role in Metal Gear Solid 4.
Everything they have on him.
And I don't
after the
remember,
Shadow
like,
Moses
hating
incident.
her.
He's dead now, isn't
She
he?
kind of becomes, like, your therapist?
Should be a burial record somewhere, too. You should be able to request top-level security clearance from
I
the
liked,
colonel. That should get us into the
I
most
liked I
classified
liked her in the
material.
ending of Metal Gear
I'm on
Solid
it.
4.
I'll
You know,
contact
where she
you as
meets up
soon
with
as I
Raiden
find out
again.
something.
That was a good moment. But yeah, in this game, she's just like, do you know mind what the Mora is? No, what's the Mora? Never mind. Ugh. Is there anything else I need to pick up here, actually? Why do I feel like there's something I'm missing? And another cutscene!
I remember it was like Yahtzee from Zero Punctuation. I think it was way back when he did a review of Metal Gear Solid 4. He called Jack and Rose Mr. and Mrs. Oh Christ, not you cunts again. I remember just laughing like fuck at that. So,
What the hell is that?
everything is a masterpiece. I don't know about
Come,
that.
put me out of my
I remember back when Metal Gear Solid 4 was coming out, people had like their criticisms towards like 2
Nothing
and
will
shit.
hit her. Is she the one they call Fortune?
Queen.
Oh god, why does it look like that? That is definitely an emulator thing.
Don't let them take the president! Ready grenades! A dud!
Today is another bad day.
Fortune is like...
Is there anyone here that can give me happiness?
She is like every... How should I put this? Yeah, she's fucking emo as fuck. Okay? Aww.
I'm so sorry, my beauties. I'll see you again someday.
Right, Ryan's starting to freak out a wee bit.
Colonel, SEAL Team 10's Bravo team was wiped out.
I see.
What happened to the cargo choppers?
Both of them are at the bottom of the harbor. Looks like your new hosts have a Harrier too.
A Harrier? What is this?
Calm down. It just means they anticipated the attack.
What?
Besides, since the SEALs drew their fire, your infiltration went off without
That's
a hitch.
one of the best
On
fights
top
in
of
this
that,
game, actually.
We know
when you
their
fight the
defensive
Harrier.
capabilities.
Are you saying this was all a feint?
Raiden, get a hold of yourself. The entire mission is in your hands now. Do you understand?
But...
There's no time for questions. They could decide to retaliate for that failed assault.
You mean the hostages?
They could be in danger, yes. But we need to consider the possibility that they'll blow the whole shell. If that toxic spell does take place, it'll devastate not only the harbor, but poison the coastline for generations. Raiden, we've had to adjust the mission objectives. The priority is now on removing those C4s that the terrorists wired over the big shell. The
FA, I
president can
suppose
wait,
is the word.
but this
Megaboy,
can't.
hello by the way.
Colonel, you know I'm no bomb disposal expert.
That's not a problem. The Bravo team brought an explosives pro in with them. He was supposed to stand by on Strut C according to their mission plan. You should find him there.
Is this according to Simulation 2?
What are you talking about? Get to Strut C and find him.
Understood. But I need to ask you something before I go.
Make it quick.
Who are they? Dead Cell, I mean. They couldn't hit her no matter how hard they tried. And that vampire, too, it's like... It's like being in a nightmare you can't wake up from.
Jack, snap out of it.
And you, Rose, I can't believe you're on this mission. I keep thinking I'll wake up.
Raiden, this is real. And that's why you won't wake up.
But nothing seems real.
I've made up my mind to stay with you. Whether
Foreshadowing.
This is a bad dream, I'll keep watching you till it's over.
Thank you, Rose. And I won't let you be just a dream.
Are you two done? Raiden, you're needed on Strut C.
Oh god, yeah, the friggin'... Right, I think we'll get through this next cutscene, and then maybe we'll call it a night. Really creepy. I get what you mean, Toho. It genuinely predicted, like, so much, you know? Like, that was the whole theme of Metal Gear Solid 2, about how the internet and shit is gonna, like, affect us all. And it gets a lot right. Phantasmine... And another cutscene. This game predated. Yes, Leon, yeah. Like, they were about to wrap up development on September 11th. Kojima was just doing something in an office, and one of his, like, one of his colleagues came in. It's like, you've got to come and see this, and they're watching the news, and it's basically the ending of Metal Gear Solid 2 he's watching in real life, so they had to drastically alter it as much as they could before they shipped it.
All of them? That's bad.
Did I tell you you could move?
It's all right. He's not one of the bad guys.
You know what's really creepy? If you
don't go pointing
to the MGS social media right now, so much of it is just flooded with AI-generated artwork devoted to the franchise.
My name is Peter. Peter Stillman.
Lecturer at Navscolio at Indian Head. Also a consultant for the NYPD bomb squad.
A poor old man who got dragged along for this picnic.
I thought you'd retired.
I did. Can't keep up with everybody, as you can see. A famous church got wiped off the map thanks to me, with too many lives inside. All I lost was this leg.
So you're the bomb disposal guy.
Kid, this is the bomb disposal guy. Open any explosives disposal textbook and you'll see his name.
Just ancient history now.
Why did they bring you out of retirement then?
Because the terrorist group here includes one of my students, the Emperor of Explosives, Fat Man. He built an atomic bomb when he was only 10. I created him in a sense.
And that's why you're here.
I'm pretty rusty. I was supposed to supervise the bomb disposal. Looks like it was taken care of before I had my turn.
I wouldn't say that. There are at least 2 people here who can claim to be experts at bomb disposal.
Are you two with SEAL Team 10?
I mean, Fat Man's more into blowing up than disposing, I suppose.
Oh, we're with another squad. My name is Pliskin, Lieutenant Junior Grade. Honored to meet you, sir.
Mr. Pliskin, do you have any experience with explosives disposal?
Don't worry about me. And he looks young, but he can do it. But we need more manpower.
I'm,
What's your name?
Raiden.
That's an odd name.
Any other survivors?
There was also an engineer with me.
An engineer?
Otacon.
A skinny guy. He went in with us.
Where is he?
I haven't seen him since that skirmish.
Was he killed?
I don't think so. I didn't find his body.
I see.
They told me he was a security systems architect for the big shell.
Why would they take a civilian along?
Everything in this structure is computer controlled. He was supposed to get us past all the security measures.
I never heard anything about that.
He had official orders with him.
We'll leave that for later. Right now, we need to figure out how to deal with all the bombs.
But there's no one left from the SEAL's EOD squad.
Yup, so we have to do it ourselves.
But I've never defused a bomb before. Hold on a sec.
Off to confer with the CO again?
Glad to hear Stillman is safe. Assist him in any way possible to clear the C4 from the structure.
Colonel, you know I've never been trained in bomb disposal.
It's all right. The man you're working with is the best in the field. All you have to do is follow his directions. You will, of course, keep your identity and mission objectives to yourself.
Is it true that an engineer came in with Stillman?
I wasn't informed of that. It's probably something the SEALs decided on their own. There are more important issues at hand, Raiden. The enemy may retaliate for the failed assault. Get those C4s neutralized now.
Colonel, I'm not qualified for bomb disposal.
You keep saying that, Raiden.
Jack, it's me.
Rose?
You can do this. Trust me.
You haven't had bomb disposal training per se in VR, but you're more than capable of handling C4.
This is a little different from using C4.
You're up for this. You know that.
How about it, kid? Are the results in yet?
You have a feeling that you still typing on your
There's
phone there,
no need
Toho?
to think about this so much. You won't actually be dismantling the bomb. That's not for amateurs. What we'll try here instead is a temporary freezing measure. Here, look at this. This is a C4 bomb.
2001, oh yeah. You see that on Twitter every once in a while, like 2001 games, they're just
you can see
hyped.
it pulsing. Now you spray this on the sucker
There's
and
just so many of them.
there we go. Simple, huh? The spray freezes the detonator instantly.
How long does the effect last?
There's no way the thing can detonate in this condition. Even if you leave it alone, it'll stay out of commission for at least 24 hours.
That's enough time.
If we had the manpower, I'd recommend complete disposal. But this will have to do. The spray can be used from several yards away. Now check the floor, ceiling, walls, under a table, everywhere. Try to imagine the locations the bomber would choose.
That won't be easy. We don't know a thing about Fat Man.
Is there anything that'll help us locate the bombs?
Here, take this with you. It's what they call an ion mobility spectrometer. It can recognize ionized gas emitted by C4s.
The what?
In other words, that little gadget sniffs out C4's
Shenmue
scent.
2 was 2001?
That's right. I've established a link up with your radar network, so any scent detected will be represented visually. Have the sensor activated and keep your eye on the radar.
What if he's using some other odorless substance?
I know Fat Man well. I know how into his own aesthetics he is.
Signatures?
Yes. On every bomb he builds, he always leaves a trace of the cologne he uses. The sensor also picks up that particular scent spectrum.
Is that something he learned from you?
No, it was his own quirk. He wouldn't work by any rules except his own, and he followed them like a religion. And common sense wasn't one of his strong points. I thought I taught him everything I knew. I have no children of my own, and I thought I found a son in him. He had the right stuff, you know. There's something very unusual about an ability like that. Even at Indian Head, he got special treatment. I remember some people called him one of the fat cats. Maybe that's what started all this. I didn't teach him the most important thing I had to tell him. There are some things you have to pass on. The trick is to know which one. Right. All I taught him was skills. And now I have to stop him from using it to destroy us all.
Aiko, for sure.
Let's see how well that sensor works.
All right. I'm activating them. Watch. You see the green stuff on the radar? That's a visual representation of the C4 scent detected by the sensor.
It's a pretty big area, isn't it?
Don't complain. It's better than nothing.
Just activate the sensors and search the area, okay?
All right.
Don't forget that you need the radar to use this system. Log into the node at every strut and turn the radar on.
We have to keep out of the enemy's sight, too.
Because the radar gets knocked offline when we're spotted?
Exactly. Fat Man would have allotted some C4s here in Strut C as well.
Here?
I know the structure of this facility, and if he wants to take out the plant, where he would target.
You know this for sure?
Of course. I taught him the techniques he uses. His ideas are based on my theories. Demolition is a kind of ideology. It makes no exceptions for time or place.
A
Big
literal
shell consists of
crime
2
against
hexagons
humanity.
joined in on in, north to south.
You
There should be
exaggerating at
packets
all
of
there?
C4s on each
Alex?
of the vertices, or the struts in this case.
Although, by the
You
way,
need
I
at
think
least
it's
that
like
to take a building of this integrity
in
out.
here tonight. I think it is. Yeah.
6 on shell 1, another 6 on shell 2. A total of 12 bombs at least.
Considering the shell's architecture and composition from an engineering standpoint, that's my conclusion, and it's exactly what he would have decided as well.
Kid, this place is all yours. I'll take care of shell 2.
Take this.
Cairns.
What's this?
Security card, issued to Shell personnel.
It's called a PAN card.
The Big Shell security layout includes varying levels of clearance. The clearance level is identified by the number printed on these doors. Raiden, your card key can open doors with security clearance level 1. Pliskin, your card can get you into level 3 areas. You'll need it to get next door to Shell 2.
How did you get this?
That engineer I told you about gave it to me. He was supposed to program a set of all access cards once we were on site. Unfortunately, this card won't get you into every area of this structure.
We'll have to deal with the remaining security lockouts as they come up. Let's get going. You stay here.
No, I'm going.
The 2 of us can handle it, don't worry.
But...
You'll just slow us down with that leg of yours. There's a war going on here. I don't have time to babysit anymore.
Why don't you just let us handle the grunt work? You can tell us what to do over the radio, like in the original mission plan.
All right. I'll give you instructions from here. I may also need to prepare a backup plan just in case.
In case of what?
Good luck to both of you. This is a dangerous one.
Who dares, wins.
If anything comes up, let me know. My frequency is 140.25.
Good luck, kid. I'll see you later. Semper Fi.
That man's no SEAL. I don't even think he's a Navy man.
What?
Semper Fi. Marine Corps talk. Normally, team leaders stay in the CP.
So much historical footage.
And as far as I know, SEALs keep their officers away from the field. And Who Dares Wins is a model of the British Special Air Service.
Is he one of the terrorists, then?
No, somehow I don't think so. If there's someone to suspect, I'd put my money on you. Just take care of those bombs for now.
What about you? They could be back in this area soon.
I'll hide out in this pantry for a while. If I lock the door, it should be all right. Plenty of food in here too, so you don't need to worry about me. I'll give you instructions by codec from here. Good luck, kid. Bomb disposal is a face-off with your own mortality. Don't let the fear get to you. When you give in to the fear, the darkness comes.
Also, when Pliskin asks Jack name, the conversation was supposed to go Raiden, weird code name, unlike my unremarkable real name, or can anyone. Can also be translated, my real name is ordinary. There was nothing about his parents. I don't know, like fucking the original meaning's still there, I guess. Or are you one of those types that anytime there's even a slight deviation from the original translation, you get all upset? I know there's some people like that. You shouldn't play the Yakuza games if you're like that, Alex. Alright? I could just imagine you coming into this chat and moaning to fuck about peacocks and safe sex, you know? Only real Yakuza nerds are gonna get these references, but yeah. I mean, the Yakuza 1 dub gets a lot of shit, not because of its localization decisions, but just because the voice acting is so bizarre, I suppose.
That's not like him.
Anything wrong?
Maybe. Pliskin's reported other locations too, and none of them are effective demolition points.
What do you mean?
It means that they wouldn't be the best places to choose if you wanted to destroy this place.
Are you saying they don't plan on blowing the shell up?
It certainly seems that way. So far, we haven't seen anything but a waste of good explosives. Unless, of course, we're missing something.
A trap?
He couldn't have overlooked the fact that I would be called into this. There's something going on.
Right, I want to say that at this point, this is kind of where the big shell mission starts to pick up. You know, because it gets very, there was a lot of cutscenes at the beginning there. I'm glad I got through them all, actually. I mean, to be fair, your parents give you your name, you know? But yeah, the dub that kept Yakuza sub only for nearly 20 years. They were burned that much by it, yeah. I keep saying this, by the way, but I wonder if Daryl Carrillo will be coming back for Yakuza Gaiden and, you know, Like a Dragon 8. My gut tells me we'll not be seeing him again. I think he's gonna get the boot. But I guess we'll see. Anyway, I think that's me for now. We got quite a bit of progress there. We got through Tanker, and we got through all the long cutscenes at the beginning of the, you know, the plant, big shell. So next time should be smooth sailing. I reckon I could do this in like another 2 seconds or so. I'm excited about tomorrow, getting my car. You know, I haven't driven a car in like 7 years, and I have to drive on the motorway back to Glasgow once I pick it up. I pick it up in like a Stirling. So, that'll be fun. Hopefully I don't choke. But yeah. That's that anyway, guys. See you after. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.